just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now. In Tampa, call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. Hey, if I can help you in any way, you have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Your question can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills, personal injury, landlord-tenant. Just if you have a problem, I'd like to help. And we're here every week to do that, to give you someone to bounce some question off of, to give you an opinion, to get you pointed in the right direction, to just help you in any way I possibly can. You have a toll-free number. Again, it's 877-943-9673. We're also streaming live on Facebook Live today. You'd have to go to the law offices of Joseph Pippen to be able to catch that. And more hope you do. We had quite a few listeners or watchers last week as well as listening to the show. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. We're going to go to our first caller here in just a few minutes. And let me give, so if you have a question of any type, all you have to do is to call that number. A lot of times people call about a question they've just been worried about for a long time. And if they have some concerns or problems or have the something that they're really super concerned about, all you have to do is to call. And you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. We're going to have a first caller, which is Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hi, Joe. My mom's 92 years old. I'm 63, my brother's 61, and I have two sisters in their late 50s. The two sisters are both married to guys who are millionaires. The brother makes $400,000 a year. He's on his fourth marriage, and he spends his money like a drunken sailor. I don't do well. I make about $47,000 a year. My mom comes down here to Tampa 6 months out of the year, the last 8 years, and she stays with me. I'm single. I've never been married. My brother maybe talks to my mom maybe 3 times a year. Sisters, same thing. My brother recently, my mother owns an $800,000 home. My brother recently called my mom and said, when you die, I want, you're going to split the money 4 ways. And my mother says, no, I'm going to give most of it to Tom. Nightmares. It's in a will. It's in a trust that my mother has all this stuff written down through a lawyer. Mm-hmm. And then what she did was, what the lawyer said was, instead of giving Tom everything, give Tom 70% of the house when it's sold, and give the other 3, the remaining 30%. That sound legitimate to you? What do you think?
Well, I think the most common ways to contest a will or a trust are either undue influence or incompetence. So it sounds like your mother is competent. Mm-hmm. The undue influence situation, did you go with your mother to the attorney's office when she was doing all this?
Made it a point to stay outside. My aunt went with her inside.
Did you go to the office?
I'm going to get 70%.
Okay, 70%. But when she did that, you weren't with her. You didn't drive her to the office. You weren't with her when she did that.
No.
Okay. The biggest way they prove undue influence is to show that she, that you were there, or took her there, or with her there, or sitting in the office when she did the documents. So the two big main reasons to contest wills are undue influence or incompetence. If neither one of those apply, it's going to be very hard for the family to contest. And if her sister took her to the meeting, that's even better, because it wasn't an interested party that was present.
So, I can sleep at night, not have any more nightmares?
Yeah, your mother should be able to do whatever she wants to do with her estate, and she shouldn't be harassed by other family members. If you've taken care of her and she wants to make you the biggest beneficiary, that's certainly her choice, and as long as she's incompetent, it sounds like she is.
Oh, she's very competent.
Yeah, so you should be fine, Tom.
Well, you're a wonderful person, and I can't tell you how invaluable your show is. I listened to it on the repeat show on Sunday, and the only reason why I'm calling you this morning is because I've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, just worried about all this stuff, and I can't. My brother, he's just become, as he gets older, he's become a greedy guy, and it's just really sad. It's just really sad. But I thank you. You're a good Christian man, and I do thank you for your time.
Well, thank you, Tom. I wish you well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law, and I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The phone lines are open. You have 877-943. And if I can be of any help to you, your question can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills. It can be just about any area of the law. And if there's something I can do for you, some problem you're facing, some difficulty with some family members can be tough. By the way, you're listening to Ask an Attorney on multiple stations all throughout the state of Florida. You're on 570, 910, 860, 930, 1380. All of those come out of Salem Communications out of Tampa. You're listening in Jacksonville on 600. The Answer, and that's on AM station. There's also an FM station there that carries the program. You're listening on a Sun City Center local station there, a community station. You're listening on several other stations around the state of Florida. If you have a question, no matter where you are, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. Had a client call from Jacksonville this week, and he was working with a financial planner that I know up in Jacksonville, and he had gotten some quotes from other attorneys to do work. A trust, living trust, a will that goes with it, a power of attorney, as a husband and wife, 2 trusts, 2 wills, 2 power of attorneys, 2 healthcare surrogates, 2 living wills. So he asked what our fees were. So we have flat fees. We publish them on our website, attypip.com. We publish our fees on our website. We have a trust package for a married couple that fit his circumstances just fine. So the fee was $795. So I asked him, what did the attorney quote you that he had been to one other attorney that quoted him a fee of $2,000. And he said, well, why do you think one attorney would charge me $2,000 and you're charging me $795 for a trust package? And by the way, it's $695 for a single person. I said, we just set flat fees. We deal with this all day, every day. You don't sound like you had any unusual circumstances to deal with. And even if you did, it'd still be the same. If you had a spendthrift or addiction situations in your family or government benefits, we'd still charge the same fee, $795 for a trust package. That includes putting your deed into the trust to avoid probate, and it includes wills, healthcare surrogates, living wills. It's a whole package of things. That's just our flat fee. Some clients are pretty straightforward with a fairly simple fact pattern of being able to get accomplished what they want, and other clients, of course, can be much more difficult with special needs to deal with. Hey, if you have a legal question, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and we're here to help as many people as we possibly can. One of my other attorneys has a radio show called Legal Talk on a different station, and her topic this morning was service animals. and she was having an interesting conversation about service animals. If you have a service animal and try to take them into a store, they can really only ask you a couple of simple questions. They can't really get into what your disability is and why you need it. They can ask you if the dog has been trained to deal with a disability and what that training is. I called her once on time, and I think of some questions to ask her about what she's talking about. I asked her if you took a dog into Publix, if you took a service dog into Publix, could the dog ride in the cart? Now I was thinking, well, for health issues, probably the dog shouldn't be able to ride in the cart, you would think. I mean, they'd have to wipe down the cart every time. In fact, you have fresh fruit, things like that, you put in the cart, and the dog's been riding in the cart, sitting in the basket. That doesn't seem right. All right, let's go to Pat in Sun City Center. Hey, Pat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a question about taxes. I have a condo here at Kings Point. My daughter's name is on it. I'm 85 years old. And if I turn it over to her and she's still up in Indiana, will she have to pay the out-of-state taxes, or how does that work?
All right, so your question is, when you pass on, when you die, and you leave your condo to your sister.
My daughter.
Your daughter. Okay, is she going to keep the home?
Yes.
Well, the taxes
name.
would be different, of course, if it's not her homestead.
Okay.
So you have the save the cap situation where they can only increase the taxes because it's your homestead so much per year. So basically, if you die and leave it to your daughter, the property would get a stepped-up cost basis. It would get the basis upon, what the current market value at time of death was.
Okay. What my question is that I don't want to have a will read. I want a trust.
There's no formal reading of the will.
I want a trust.
Yeah.
I want everything in a trust. And an attorney told me that in order to do that, she would have. I pay the taxes on everything. Everything's in my name. But I want my name off of everything so that they don't have to go to court.
You do a living trust to keep it out of court, to avoid probate.
Yeah.
And your daughter, there's no income tax, there's no estate tax. The only tax that might change after the fact would be the property tax, which would go up based on the current market value.
Okay, because if it's in her name only, and you get my name off, then she would have to pay the out-of-state.
The gift of the home before you die. I would put it in a trust and have it go to your daughter upon death.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and then there'd be no difference in taxes until you die, and then that was only because your daughter's it's not her homestead.
Okay, so if I put it in a trust, then she won't have to pay the extra taxes as long as I'm living.
Well, no, there's no extra taxes because you're still the owner.
Okay.
And then she would get it upon your death, and the taxes there would be no income tax, no estate tax. The property would get a stepped-up cost basis at time of death, which means it would be now taxed at the current market value. This is when you die. And because it's not her homestead, she'll pay slightly higher taxes because it's not a homestead. But
okay.
None of that happens until you really die, though.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Pat. If you have any other further questions, we have an office there in Sun City. I'd be glad to answer them for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The phone lines are open at 877-943-9673. That's 877.
The money I owe a bank is a personal loan,
Mm-hmm.
and they're asking for all kinds of information if I don't go to the deposition, I hear that's
Could be in contempt of court. Yeah.
But then what happens? What's the ramification of being contempt of court?
Well, the judge could sentence you to jail for a little bit till you comply with the order. That is possible.
Okay.
That's one of the penalties of contempt of court.
Okay. And there's no funds to pay. I mean, there's nothing. We're just on Social Security.
Well, the deposition is just to discover your assets.
Yeah, okay. So it's just best to go and just tell them.
Yeah, just tell them you don't have any assets.
Mm-hmm. Assets, and then that's it. They can.
Yeah, you disclose what your assets are. If you don't have any assets, they have nothing they can attach or get to.
Okay. Would there be already what would they call it? Something that, I mean, so has there been some action on it already, do you know, or would they be after the deposition?
No, it sounds like they already have a judgment against you, so they're doing they're doing a deposition in the aid of execution.
Okay.
And what that means is now they want to try to discover some assets they can collect on because they have a judgment.
Okay.
So if you don't have any assets they can get, there are some things that are exempt, like your homestead's exempt.
Right.
Retirement accounts are exempt.
Yeah.
Social Security, if you're on that, that's exempt.
Well, all I have is a 17-year-old 2000 Chevy.
Yeah.
And
is there, what's that worth? What's that worth?
Yeah, maybe a couple thousand, maybe $1,500, maybe.
Yeah, they might be able to get that because the car's not exempt.
Yeah. What about personal properties, like
anything of value, anything of value like that they could possibly also get.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Phil. Well, good luck to you. All right, no
All right.
problem. Thanks. All right, let's go to Don in Sarasota.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, I live in Sarasota. I had a new home constructed. It's in a subdivision, a 100-house subdivision. It's all full, by the way. There's no more construction left. And I closed on the house in 2012, March, I believe, of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, and there was a 1-year or 2-year home warranty, and I understand the warranty very well. Since then, in fact, this last February, I had water leaking between a bathroom and a bedroom, which, to make a long story short, the insurance came in, and of course I had to pay my deductible $1,000 to plus fix the plumbing in the wall, and then they took care of the damage, which ended up to be around $6,000 in addition to the $1,000. That was when they came in, that is, the insurance came in, there were 2 leak detection companies that came, as well as an engineer to be able to pinpoint the leak. And what they found in taking video and pictures was several of the PVC or CPVC connections had no glue on them, and other elbows that were glued had tiny cracks in them, and all these produced leaks under pressure.
Don, the key question is going to be, what does the warranty say? How long is it good for?
1 year.
All right.
Well, but now I have another wall that's leaking, the same thing. I have not opened up the wall yet, and my question is this. Since there were cracks and no glue found, and there's video and still picture evidence of that, does negligence play a part here, and does that alter the warranty somehow?
Yeah, since real estate, the statute of limitations probably is expired.
Okay.
And I think you need to visit with a real estate litigation attorney, though, just to that can spend more time with you to discuss your options. Just sitting here, my first thought is you have a 1-year warranty, and the statute of limitations is probably expired. But sometimes statute of limitations arguments start on when you first had knowledge of it, as opposed to a particular period of time, just a straight period of time. So if I were you, I
Okay.
would talk to a real estate litigation attorney, discuss the facts, and see if they think it's worthwhile filing a lawsuit. What would the damages be? I mean,
well, on the first one, it was close to $9,000, but the insurance paid it, so I was out of pocket $1,600, and I'm not so sure if the insurance company would get paid back or not. If so, it would be around $9,000.
Yeah, I can. If you want to contact me, I can refer you a real estate litigation attorney that you can discuss it with further.
I'll do that. Thank you. Because the other wall I have not opened up, and I suspect this one's bigger yet. It's probably going to be 10,000 plus.
Now, was it a well-known builder?
Seems to be, yes.
And have you contacted them?
I've tried. I can't seem to get a call back, but I will continue.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
okay,
yeah, I'll be glad
I will
to give you a real estate.
you.
Okay. Thank you, Don. All right.
Yep. Thank you very much. Bye now.
So, Joe, I got a caller who called in and had a question for you. She would like to know if you could do a fund within a fund for people that can't have an inheritance caused to disability funds that they already have.
All right, so it sounds like that question means if someone's on disability, can you do a certain type of trust? It's called, I think what the question is, it'd be called a supplemental needs trust. So you can put provisions in a trust to give to a person who's on disability, who's getting government benefits. You can have a trust that disperses money out so they don't lose their government benefits, but still get money from the family trust.
Yes, that's exactly how she explained it.
Yeah, so that's called a supplemental needs trust. And sure, we do those all the time for folks.
If you could give out that number to that caller, it'd be greatly appreciated.
All right, if you want to contact our office, 727-586-3306, extension 200. Don't know where that caller was from, but if you need the toll-free number, it's 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. And if you want to email me, my email address is joe, Joe, at attypip.com. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm a Florida attorney, licensed only in Florida. So if you have a question for me, no matter where you might be located, be more than glad to help you. But I can really only give you what the Florida law would have to say about that. If you want to call the show, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Let's go to Kirk in Jacksonville. Hey, Kirk.
Yeah, hey. Thanks for taking my call. I have a 23-year-old daughter that we have guardianship over in the state of Pennsylvania, and we're a new resident down in Florida. Do I have to apply for guardianship here too?
It should be transferred to Florida.
Okay. And is there anything like I need to go through to do that? Do I need to call the courts or?
Well, you probably even need a guardianship attorney.
Okay.
There in Jacksonville, I actually have one that could possibly help you.
Okay. All right.
But it'd be a transfer of the guardianship from one to, it's a resident. The person that's under the guardianship is now a resident of Florida that lives with you. Yeah. So, yeah, it should be transferred to Florida.
And are there I thought I read somewhere there were fees or something associated with that, or is that not true? You have to maintain the guardianship and pay fees every year? I must have read that wrong.
Well, no, you have to do an accounting to the court.
Yeah.
There'd be some cost to petition the state to accept the guardianship, and you have to go through whatever they're going to require. You usually have an attorney file an annual report. So, yeah, there would be some fees. Are there no fees in Pennsylvania?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if you want to discuss it with a guardianship attorney there, we have one within our firm that could discuss it with you and discuss cost and so forth.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, Kirk, thanks for calling. We do have offices in Jacksonville. We have 20 office locations around the state of Florida. We have several in Pinellas, several in Hillsborough, several in Polk, offices in Trinity and Pasco. We have offices in Lakewood Ranch, down in the Manatee, Sarasota area. We have offices in Claremont, Leesburg, the Villages, up and down the East Coast from Daytona to Jacksonville. If you'd like to contact our office, we don't charge anything for the first office appointment. You have a toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. Let's go to Margaret in Jacksonville.
Hi.
Hey, Margaret.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. I just had a question. So my husband and I, when we bought our house, we were not married yet, so the title has my maiden name on there. Mm-hmm. And we are currently in the process of selling the house. So we're trying to figure out how I should be signing documents. My initial thought was my current driver's license says my married name, so I feel like I should sign my married name and then just show.
You talking about like the deed? You talking about like the deed on the sale?
Yes, sir.
You sign your name and then you can put AKA, also known as your new name.
Okay, I would sign it as my maiden name and then AKA.
I would sign it. Or you could sign it as your current name because that would be your current signature, and you could put previously known as.
Okay.
And put your former name.
Okay.
And if you have a title company, for example, handling all this, they'll know exactly what to do, so you won't have to worry about it.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
All right, let's go to might be Gregory in Jacksonville.
Yes. Good morning. How are you?
Is it Gregory?
Yes,
it is. Okay. You show up,
morning.
you show up on my screen as Gerg.
That's a misspelling.
So I didn't want to say Gerg, but I figured it might be Gregory. So, but anyway, go ahead.
It's early in the morning for everybody.
Well, hey, I was sharp enough to figure out your name might be Gregory when it said.
Well, that's why you're the attorney.
Well, there you go.
You're supposed to be sharp.
All right.
Anyways, I'm calling about a speeding ticket I got, and I'd like to know how I can go about obtaining, I don't know if it's called discovery or informal discovery, but I'd like to get the information regarding the police officer's notes and anything about the radar and, video and all of that stuff. How do I do that?
So I guess you don't want to have an attorney do that for you? Well, an attorney could enter, a not guilty plea, and then
I've already done that,
and then request all the records, and then they would send them to you. You can make a demand yourself. I'm just not sure if you're going to know the formality of getting it done.
That's what I'm calling about. I'm in California, which is where I used to live. It was a pretty simple way. The defendant could just notice the police officer, and then you'd send another notice to the district attorney's office by certified mail requesting whatever document.
Yeah. Well, I would do it through the district attorney's office. You don't really have direct contact with the policeman.
Okay, but in traffic court, the prosecution, the district attorney does not show up, right, in Florida?
Well, it's all supervised under their jurisdiction, so to speak. They might not be a DA themselves, but they have a way to do that. The better way to do it is just have an attorney negotiate the whole thing ahead of time. And a lot of times, attorneys can get it reduced, and so forth. So the points get withheld. You're going to be much better off by having an attorney that specializes in traffic law. And there are a whole bunch of them in Jacksonville. We don't really do that, but you could Google traffic law attorney in Jacksonville and get a couple of free consults, and tell them your circumstances, and they might be able to negotiate you down to no points and just a minimal, fine.
Yeah, this wasn't in Duval County. This was actually down south near Miami. So I'd have to get somebody down there.
Yeah, well, Google traffic law attorneys in Miami. You'll get a whole big list. You call a couple of them and discuss your circumstances, and a lot of them don't charge very much. You see billboards advertised for $100 to handle a traffic matter, and they just do so many per hour that they can charge a pretty reasonable rate.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a winner.
All right, Gregory.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All
right. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Again, I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to Deborah.
Hold on, Joe. I have another question that came in for you. Sorry to cut you off. Another caller called in and would like to explain what are the rights to peace and in their home for enjoyment. They live in a property in a condo, and they keep complaining about noise from the neighbors next door. They've brought it up to the condo landlord and stuff, and they haven't done anything about it. They would like to know what other process can they go along to try and get peace in their home.
All right. Hey, tell these callers it'd be better to talk to me. Because then we can have a two-way exchange.
I know.
And tell them there's no way I can bite them through the phone or anything.
That's exactly what I said, Joe. You're such a nice guy. Why would you want to do that? They just want to be anonymous and leave you the question. So,
well, everybody, you know where they called from? What city?
Well, that one I don't know. They went too fast. The last call question I gave you there, were actually from St. Pete, and they said thank you for the answer. You answered it well.
All right. Well, everyone is definitely entitled to a peace enjoyment of their home. If you have noisy neighbors who are disrupting that, of course, you call the police. They sound like they have. They come out and maybe write a report. The only other thing possibly to do is to maybe take a little stronger action and try to get in and either file a lawsuit or file a lawsuit or do some type of injunction. Or just have an attorney. You can have just an attorney write a letter. You've done everything you can do yourself. It's time to get some help. So you can have an attorney write a letter about outlining what the problem is and maybe describing what the next step would be unless they cooperate and be a good neighbor with so forth. All right. So let's go to Deborah in Winter Haven.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to have a question. Well, I have a question I'd like to answer here. I'm selling my property, and it has a double wide on it. And the man that wants to buy it, he's in another state. He don't want to look at it. He wants me to. My son lives in the same state that he lives in, and he wants me to send the deed. The deed and the titles to him and.
To your son?
Yes. My son wants me to send my titles and the deed to him, and then they take care of it in that state, the man that wants to buy it. So how do I go about that?
Well, you could we do real estate closings all the time through the mail.
Oh, really?
So the buyer could send you, or you could retain an attorney for the buyer to send the attorney the contracts. So I'd have the buyer send them to you, and then you bring them to an attorney to review. And the other way to do it, if you don't want to do it that way, and that's not going to work, you could give your son a power of attorney to do the real estate closing wherever your son is.
He's in the same state.
Be on the same state. So you give your son a power of attorney to be able to handle the real estate closing where your son lives and where the buyer lives.
How do I go about getting a power of attorney? Do I have to get it in that state or here?
No, I think we could do it here. We could do what they call a limited power of attorney, just concerning the sale of the real estate transaction. And the caution is to make sure your son gets a certified check.
Okay.
Because your son could, go through a whole closing, get a personal check, and then it could bounce, and then the title's already transferred. So you would definitely want to show up at the closing with a certified check.
Okay. Certified check. So who do I contact here?
Yeah, we could do, if you have an attorney, use the attorney. If you don't have an attorney, we could help you get a power of attorney done.
Okay, I would like to have a number to call because I don't have an attorney.
Yeah, in Polk County, our number is 863-422-1370.
1370.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I just get a power of attorney, then I come to your office or?
Yeah, just call the office, get on the calendar, and we'll be glad to help.
Okay.
All right.
And so that's all. I mean, I just send, I send the deed to where? To I have two titles.
Well, get the buyer to send you a contract. Well, okay, you're going to give the son a power of attorney, so you still want to have the attorney check out the contract, though, I would think, even though your son's handling it. You want to make sure the price is right. There are no trick clauses in there. You know, there are buyer contracts and seller contracts, so it really should be reviewed. Is your son pretty real estate sharp and savvy?
Yes, he is.
All right, well, then maybe he could have an attorney where he has a look at the contract. But, you know, you should, if you're going to come see me and you bring in the contract, I'd be glad to look at it for you.
I don't have a contract.
Yeah, I know. Tell the buyer to send you one. You want to see it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But I want it sold as is because he's not going to look at it.
Yeah, definitely. You want to sell it as is. That's good. So that kind of language, you need to make sure it's in the contract.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day, too.
Bye-bye.
We have about 15 minutes left in the show, not quite 15 minutes. If you have a call, now's a good time to call in. 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to Willie in Middleburg.
Yes, hello. How you doing today?
Good. Willie, I know exactly where Middleburg is.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh.
And we drive by there. There's a place in Virginia called Middleburg.
Uh-huh.
So I always kind of tease my wife when we're driving to Jacksonville, do you want to go to Middleburg today? You know, so
yes.
It's right outside of Jacksonville, though. She likes the one actually in Virginia better.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know there was another Middleburg.
Oh, yeah, there's a Middleburg in Virginia. It's up near D.C.,
okay.
And it's horse and wine country.
Oh, okay.
And it's a very nice region right outside of D.C.
Uh-huh.
And the historic Virginia homes, you know, we had dinner in a restaurant that was built in like 1800 when we went there last.
Good.
It's a pretty cool place. But I'm sure your Middleburg is cool too. So what can I do for you?
Yes, it is. It's quaint. I like it. I've been here about 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Moved here right after I got out of the military.
Well, good. What service were you in?
I was in the Air Force.
All right. Well, thank you for your service to the country.
You're welcome.
So what can I do for you?
My question is, I talked to you about this a little while back. My mom deeded me a house.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked me that phrase that be on the sole survivorship. Was that written on the deed?
Yeah, was the house jointly with right of survivorship?
What exactly do that mean?
That means if your mother put your name on the deed and the magic words with right of survivorship followed your two names, and if she passed away, you'd be the sole owner.
Right. Yeah, it says that.
Okay, so what's the question?
I have a brother that's he's not accepting this. He says he's going to take me to court and all this and stuff, and I was wondering.
Well, see, you're in the driver's seat. He doesn't accept it, but it's a reality.
Yes.
And the only way he's going to change your reality is to, which he'd probably not win. Does he have an argument of any type? Because the only two arguments, we talked about this before, are incompetence when your mother did the deed.
Right.
Or an undue influence argument that you had a gun to her head and made her sign the papers, basically. Not quite that strong, but
the only thing about that undue influence is what happened a long time ago when I was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Unbeknownst to me, they put my name on the original deed for another house, another piece of property, right?
Mm-hmm. Your mother did that by accident?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. It was the original house that we grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
It was torn down. Another one was built.
Well, the house doesn't matter. It's the deed.
Okay.
All you ever have is an improved lot.
Right, okay.
So the house could have been torn down 15 times, so you own the lot and anything on the lot.
Yeah. Well, that's what they tried to tell him. He was thinking property and house. He has to say house, right? He was thinking house and property is
no. Well, no, it's just an improved lot.
Yeah.
The house doesn't have to be described at all. All you ever have is an improved lot.
So the only thing
here's what you tell your brother: don't bother me anymore. I've talked to an attorney. The house is mine. Do whatever you have to do. But attorneys advised me that you're going to be wasting your time and spending a lot of money for no reason. And if you want to go for that, just don't bother me anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Go for it.
He's presently living in the house now, and he wants to live there for free. And
he's living in the house.
Yeah, he's living in it.
And rent free, I guess.
Yes.
And why do you let him do that?
Well, I'm not going to let him. I'm trying to let him vent. You know, vent.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
tell him he's going to have to vent somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, while I got you on the phone, how long does it if I want to try to evict him, right? What kind of notice do I have to give him?
Well, that's probably going to be what's called an ejectment. There's an eviction and an ejectment. It might take you a month or so to get him out of there.
Okay, that's no problem.
Does he want to pay any rent at all?
No.
I mean,
he says he tells what he tells me is that's his mom's house, and he don't have to pay no rent.
And I guess he's not working.
No, he doesn't work.
Yeah. So what would happen to him if you evict him?
You just have to go find somewhere else to stay.
But he doesn't have any money.
No.
So he gets
a Social Security check, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he's not being reasonable. I'll maybe get an attorney to send him a letter. Maybe that'll wake him up a little bit.
Yeah. The attorney I had, it was out of Fleming Island. What was his name?
Don't tell me his name. I don't need to know.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the attorney said what?
Well. No, what were you saying?
What did the attorney say about getting him out?
Oh, no, I didn't. I haven't contacted one yet.
Oh, well, yeah. We'll talk to your attorney that you have contact with and see what it's going to cost you to get him out of there.
Okay. So that might take just a letter or something like that?
Well, who knows? It doesn't sound like he's going to respond to a letter, so you probably, I would guess, have to do an eviction or ejectment. All right, well...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, thanks for calling.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, Willie, thanks.
And thanks for the advice.
Right.
I guess I'll talk to you later if I need be.
All right, thanks.
All right, bye.
All right, let's give out the phone numbers. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Let's go to Richard in Sarasota. Hey, Richard.
Good morning. I have a question. If I sell my house for $450,000 and 17 years ago I only paid $240,000 and move in with my daughter, is there a capital gains on that?
You have a $250,000 exemption, so I think you'd be fine.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to have to. You just claim your exemption, and you should
get $250,000.
Yeah.
You only get that once, or?
Yeah. Well, no, you have to reside there a couple of years before you get it again, though.
All right. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Well, no. You only get it once, actually.
Only get it once? Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. I suppose later on, if it doesn't work out and I decide to buy a house.
Now, are you married or single? Because you get this
married.
it's $250 each.
Oh, it's $500.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
So,
all right. That's all I need to know, but thank you for your information.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, we have about 5 minutes left in the show. If you want to call, phone lines are open. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. If you'd like to contact our office, we'll also have a free estate planning poster sheet. And if you would like that, it's a full-size poster sheet, 5 articles about estate planning. There's, if you want to know the difference between a will or a trust, or you're thinking about doing some estate planning, be glad to mail this to you. You have 1 of 3 ways of getting this. Also, if you want to make an appointment to come in, we don't charge for that first appointment to come in to review your documents and so forth. Three ways. You can call our toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. You can email me at Joe, Joe, at attypip.com. You can text for it, 727-667-3967. If I have time, I'll give those out at the end of the show. Let's go to Peter in Sun City Center.
Yeah, hi, Joe. This is Peter from Sun Radio over here. You're one of your radio stations you're on.
Well, Peter, hello to you.
I'm doing fine. I have a question regarding possible foreclosure. We have a group of 10 homes here in an HOA, and 3 of the people that are in there have not paid anything. Their monthly fees for maintenance and water and stuff for almost 8 years. And so we're trying to figure out what to do about this. We have liens on 2 of the properties, but they're not answering to that or anything like that. Is there a foreclosure process that can be gone through to make them pay up, or how does that work, Joe?
Yeah, if you have liens on there for those type of situations, you definitely can start a foreclosure proceeding, and eventually, if they don't respond to that, you foreclose, have the property sold, you get paid the amount you're due.
Okay.
Do you have
somebody there that can handle that for us?
Yes, sir, Peter. We do.
Okay, and if we just called the office...
yeah, just call and ask for me, and I'll guide you through the whole process.
Okay, all right. Well,
Peter, go ahead and tell us about the radio station there, the community station you found it.
Well, 96.3 Sun Radio here in beautiful Sun City Center, and you've been on the air with us now for about, 3 years?
Right.
And you have an office here, so, the station is doing great. We're the most popular radio station in Sun City Center.
Yeah, actually, the last few weeks, I would say each week I've had somebody who came in and told me they listened. How'd you get my name? Well, I listened to the local community radio station.
Yeah,
96.3. So
in fact, Vern, one of our fellows who works with us, he went to a meeting over at Community Hall the other day, and there was about 200 or 300 people there, I guess, and he said, "Hi, I'm Vern from Sun Radio," and he said the place broke out in applause. So we're a very popular radio station.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be on your network there. So,
and we're having fun.
All right, well, very good. I know you are.
Okay, Joe. I'll have a fellow by the name of Wade call you, and he's the heads up the HOA, and he asked me to go ahead and find an attorney. He says, "Do I know an attorney?" I says, "Oh yeah, I know Mr. Joe Pippen."
All right.
Great guy. So
all right.
You'll probably hear from him with this coming week.
All right, Peter. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Nice hearing from you. All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Wayne. Wayne, are you there? Wayne, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
I can. We have about a minute.
Okay, just a quick comment. The guy before this other guy, you said that you could only do the $250 exemption on a selling of your residence one time. I
corrected myself.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear that. All right. So you can do that multiple times as long as you stay. It's a 2-year minimum.
Yeah,
right?
2 years, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I also corrected it because later I asked another question if he was married, and he was, so it's 250 times 2. So.
Right. Okay.
All right, Wayne.
Okay. Thanks.
Now, where are you calling from, Wayne?
I'm in Sarasota.
Sarasota. Okay. Thanks for calling.
Yep. Cheers.
All right. Again, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. We're here every week. This week we also were on Facebook Live. Not sure the audio worked for the first 50. It was all right? All right. So Facebook Live. So I'll be reposting the show on my personal page and the Ask an Attorney page, and we'll look and see, have comments and so forth. So we'll take care of that. Also, we have a network. I failed to mention that today. We have a network of that will make a little YouTube channel, but there's also a network that'll post the Facebook Live shows. We'll tell you all about that next time for sure. Hey, you have a great weekend. So long.